right, good morning, penny stock billionaires. So the new stock you've all been waiting for is ADTX. That is the symbol company in the healthcare space. What do I love about the stock? Let me get my book here, 10-bagger blueprint. Again, what do I love about it? Multiple things. It meets many of our criteria that we look for a stock to be potentially a 10-bagger. Let me start off with one which I think is very important. Besides the massive market opportunities, again, multiple shots on goal for billion-dollar opportunities. Hang on a second. You know what? Let me do this. Let me get my TikTok people. We got to get the TikTok people in here. Let me get the TikTok people in. Meanwhile, look at this big, huge, and beautiful chart. We got a breakout on all the charts. Hang on a second. Let me just put this up here. Let me put this up. ADTX. Okay, here we go. All right, I'm gonna put this up here. We don't want the TikTokers to feel left out. Okay, are we live? Are we live for TikTok? Okay. There we go. We're live on TikTok. All right. Welcome TikTok. Okay, we got people here on the YouTube in the live stream. Okay, we're at $1.55 on ADTX. ADTX, our new next super stock, breaking out above the key moving averages, $1.39, $1.53. Those are the key levels to watch. Now, let's talk about the fundamentals. Let's talk about the fundamentals, which are extremely important because you got to know the fundamentals. What do I like about this company? So again, you have a company which has multiple shots on goal to be a billion-dollar business. Again, essentially it's a healthcare innovations company. So they buy these different assets, healthcare assets, they build them, develop value, and ideally at some point monetize, meaning you sell them off, you spin them out potentially. That's right. I was talking to the CEO. I said, hey, why don't you do these things as spin outs? So in other words, you spin out these things, each of these subsidiaries as a separate public company. You dividend them out to the shareholders. I remember one of the great stocks out there, was Safeguard Scientific, which was a 100-bagger. One of our old clients, Safeguard Scientific, SFE was the symbol. It was a huge win. It was like one of the early innovators in the tech space. And that's what they did. They would spin out these companies that they would build and develop. I think ADTX can do the exact same thing. Now, so again, there are in the cancer detection space, autoimmune disease space, and also they have a revenue-generating business in the women's health space, a company called Evofem that they are acquiring. They're going to be closing that deal expected, I think, September. This has been in the process. It's like because it's a lot of money involved, right? So these guys are doing $20 million in revenues. Evofem doing $20 million in revenues. So why do I think this thing should be worth $100 million and not $5 million right now? Well, here's the deal. Evofem is trading on the pink sheets. It had a lot of problems. Again, a great innovator, but they ran into a lot of problems with toxic financing. That's what happens with a lot of these companies. They do these financing deals, which completely can wreck these stocks because that's what happens if your stock is not liquid or you're not getting that market support. Your stock could get wrecked by these toxic lenders out there, these toxic funding companies. We saw this happen actually with a company. I remember a company reached out to me. They wanted to get involved with that program. The stock was trading at $1. What was the stock symbol? It was I forgot what it was. Anyway, so this is a few months ago. The stock was like $1, and I thought that thing could have been a $10 stock. And next thing you know, they do this toxic financing deal. The stock goes from $1 to not even a penny. It goes to less than a penny. The name of that company will come. I mean, I don't know how the CEO made that. It was a terrible mistake, but that's what happens if you can't get good financing deals. So Evofem ran into these problems where $1.70 in ADTX. Again, I think this is going to be potentially a $10, even $15 stock. We're going to have the CEO on our live stream. You know what I like about this? I'll tell you what I like about this thing. We're getting an orderly market. We're seeing an orderly market right now. It's not going like absolutely bananas, because what happens if they go absolutely bananas, then you don't have an opportunity to build a normal market. So I think that was the problem we ran into with like lottery and Hoth. That's why I'm doing this kind of stepped out approach, because with the lottery and Hoth, we just did the live stream and boom, everybody rushed in. and they, what do you call it? And they put in these market orders. They put in these market orders, and the thing went absolutely bananas, right? So this thing is a nice, orderly, clean market. What are we trading at? We're trading $1.75. So stock, again, we're breaking out above the moving averages. We got confirmation of the breakout. If you look at that chart, let me just show you this. Why do I always talk about the charts? The charts tell you what's happening in advance. Again, let me just show you. Let me just zoom out. Okay, why is this a big deal? Why is this a big deal? Here you go, TikTok. Let me show you something. TikTok. Let me show you this. Let me show you TikTok. Flip camera. Okay, can you see this? Why is this a big deal? Well, look, the moving average, again, if you read my book, the 10-Bagger Blueprint, this is all you need to know. Invest in yourself, 18 bucks, or you can get my course. We got the course available now as part of a premium program where you get also the early alerts. See the link in the bio. Here's what's going on. So you had a major, this is kind of your buy. This is your, when the stock breaks out of this moving average right here, that's your buy indicator. Look, by the way, this is an absolute, these guys did a reverse split. Look how high this thing was. It was already 20 bucks at one point. Actually, it was much higher. The price was absolutely insane. Now, here's what happens. This was your sell signal. That's right. You had a sell signal at $10 when it broke below the 50 and the 200 moving averages, okay? And look at this. Right now, today is the first day we are breaking out of those moving averages, and we're doing it on volume. Okay, this is a nice, healthy market. Where, again, $1.70, nice and controlled. It's not out of control. And by the way, it's funny, people saying, is it too late to get in? Is it too late to get in? First of all, we don't give a buy-sell advice here. I'm never going to tell you to buy or sell stock, okay, or hold a stock. Never will tell you buy, sell, or hold a stock. Again, you got to get the book 10-Bagger Blueprint so you will know for yourself what are the buy and sell signals. Now, all I know is what the charts are telling me. The charts are telling me when a stock is above the 50 and the 200 moving average on this chart. This is the 1 hour chart, by the way. This is not some short-term chart. This is not a 5-minute or 1-minute chart. We got the 1 hour chart here, and we are significantly above the moving averages. Now, what I'd like to see happen is this thing needs to go above $1.85. $1.85 is going to be the key level to watch for the algos. When we go above $1.85, these algos could explode because that's really the technical resistance. That's on the charts. That's not the moving averages. That's the charts. Hang on a second. Let me show TikTok. Let me show the TikTok people. Let me show the TikTok people. TikTok people. Do you see this? So that's your technical resistance. That level over here. That's your technical resistance, which is right around $1.85. So it's a little bit above the moving average. ADTX, we're talking about ADTX. ADTX, the new next super stock. ADTX. ADTX. Hang on a second. Oh, I forgot to write it down. Okay, hang on a second. Let me show, because the TikTok people, they don't see the YouTube. You got to go to the YouTube channel. You got to go to the YouTube channel. Okay, let me show you something here. Let me show this. Let me flip. Okay, ADTX. You see that? That's the symbol, ADTX. I have an arrow for you, so you see what's going on. We're breaking out above the key moving averages, okay? We got big volume coming in. We're at $1.68. Nice and healthy, battling it out between, you know what's going on? You know what's going on? I'll tell you exactly what's going on. You got people going into the stock, and then you have day traders who are shorting the stock. You have day traders shorting the stock because they think it's a short-term thing. These guys are going to get caught in a trap because you have a lot of these traders that will short a stock because they think, oh, it's a short-term pump and dump. Oh, it's a pump. Oh, it's a pump. They don't understand. They don't understand what's going on. We're at $1.77. We're about to break a key technical level. And once we go above $1.80, a lot of these guys are going to start covering. That's going to drive the next level, and it's going to go above $2. Unbelievable, but true. I mean, again, that's usually what happens. That's the way these things work. Unbelievable. $1.75. Okay, now here's the deal. Here's what I like about this. Again, multiple shots on goal for billion-dollar opportunities. Multiple shots on goal for billion-dollar opportunities. The market cap is still $6 or $7 million. I think it's $6 or $7 million right now. It was $4 million. Maybe it's $5 million. I don't know what the market. It's got to update in real time. But it's about let's call it $5 million right now. I think it was $4 million before we got involved. Why do I love that? Again, hang on. Let me get my book. I talk about it in the book. When you have a stock which is under $25 million, you have a lot of freedom of movement, because even if this thing goes up 10x, if ADTX goes up 10x, you have 1,000% increase, the market cap will still be under 50 million. That's right. Even if this thing becomes a 10-bagger, the market cap is still going to be under 50 million. I hope they do a split, because I don't want to see the stock $10. I want to see it $1. I want to see them do a split, so you get 10 shares for one. What is it? Some people are not able to buy the stock. Why is that? I don't know. What is the reason they can't buy it? I have no idea. I think on some platforms may not be allowing you to buy the stock, apparently, right? Somebody's saying that. I don't know what the reason is. But yeah, anyway, bottom line is this. If these guys, even if the stock increases 10x, you're going to have a market cap of just under $50 million. Why is that important? Again, I talk about it in my book, 10-Bagger Blueprint. When you have a market cap under $100 million, you're kind of under the radar. You don't have the short attacks. It's not something where you're kind of flying under the radar. Once you get above 100 million, then people expect a lot more from you. They want to see. It's a lot more scrutiny, much more investor demands. But under 100 million, you got a lot of freedom of movement, which is what I like about these stocks under $100 million market cap. My price target today, look, my long-term price target, I think this thing potentially could be a $10, $15 stock once they close the deal of Evofem, plus they get a couple of other catalysts. So let me see, where are we now? Where are we at? 3 million shares. There we go. Nice volume, nice healthy volume. I think this thing should have. We're going to have a live stream with the CEO tomorrow. He's going to explain to you the full fundamentals of the story. He's going to tell you about the fundamentals. And we got, okay, you know what I like about it? There's some guys saying it's a scam, this, that, whatever, which is what we want. We want those haters. We need those haters. The haters are the rocket fuel. The haters are the rocket fuel for these companies. So this guy is saying, done, bro. I got another guy that missed out. Yeah, you should have gotten in this morning. Well, actually, we're still in the early stage now. We introduced the stock at $1.40. Hang on a second. Let's pull this up. We introduced the stock at $1.40, and it's run up. I'm surprised it hasn't gone to $2 yet. I'm actually shocked by that. So this is actually still in the very early stages. If you look at these charts, they're looking really good. Look at this. This is a beautiful start. We got a beautiful breakout pattern, beautiful controlled breakout pattern. This is what we like to see. It's not just a one parabolic thing which becomes out of control. I don't like those things which are parabolic. I like them nice and controlled, because that gives us sustainability. We want to have a nice long run with this. We want to have a run to $10, nice steady pace. I don't want it to become like a roller coaster. I mean, I know a lot of you guys like these roller coasters. Personally, I prefer a nice steady pace. Instead of this drama where something goes up 300%, then it drops 50%, which is what happens, right? So in this thing, we got a nice steady pace. People are discovering the stock, and here's the thing. Look, the more people find out about the stock, the more they find out about the stock, the better it'll trade. We're already getting, again, 3 million shares. All they need to know is, again, the upside potential, multiple shots on goal, closing the deal with Evofem, 20 million revenue business, women's health space. That thing should be worth, inside of ADTX, this thing could be worth, potentially, even at 5x, we're talking about $100 million. At 10x, I think it's going to be a 5x to start. So I'm just being conservative. I'm saying $100 million upside potential just on the Evofem business, which means, I guess, in theory, ADTX should be worth at least 20x where it is now when that deal closes. Which means potentially a $20 stock price. I'm going to be conservative. I'm going to say it's $10, $15 because I'm looking at the charts. And if you look at the charts, the next major resistance comes in, I would say, at around $15. Actually, there's a resistance coming up at 236 on the 4-hour chart. The 230 on the 4-hour chart. After that, you have escape velocity. If this thing breaks out of 236, 235 actually, 234, 235, we got escape velocity. We got a breakout on the 4-hour chart as well right now. We got a breakout on the 4-hour chart. Let me draw that for you. Let me draw this for you. ADTX. Here we go. Flip camera. ADTX. Okay, there you go. That's your 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart. Yeah, you can do this yourself on Yahoo. 4-hour chart. We're at $1.57. We got a breakout above the 50 moving average. That's your buy signal. When was the last time we broke out of that level? It was quite a while back. Those are your buy sell signals. It was right over here. You had this. I don't know what the hell happened over there. You just had this gap up. What the hell happened? I have no idea. Yeah, so we got this breakout on the 4-hour moving average. That is a big deal. Next resistance is going to be at around 240. If we break 240, you have what I call escape velocity. Okay, you got escape velocity at 240. So those are the key levels to watch. 240 is the level to watch. We're going to have the CEO on our live stream coming up. We're at what is it? $1.53. Okay, guys. I got to run. We got a live stream coming up with lottery in a few minutes. So let me get back to you later. So I'm going to say goodbye to TikTok. I don't know how to end the TikTok. I'm going to pause it, but I'm going to be leaving just so you know. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so TikTok is off. TikTok is off, and let's go back to our good friends here at YouTube. There we go. There we go. This guy's been in the stock. All right. I think we got the catalyst right here. This is the catalyst. All right, guys. I got to hop. We got a live stream coming up with lottery. We'll catch up with you at the close, hopefully today. Here's to your 100X.